Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patage Namaha. Welcome to audience on for the session on Ramayana to chapter 17 of Kishkindha Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw a terrible fight happening between Vali and Sugriva, while Vali was slowly getting weakened and Sugriva was getting weakened while Vali was having an upper hand over him. At that time, seeing the plight of Sugriva, Rama set out his shaft of a short arrow towards Vali, which hit his chest directly, fell him to the ground, and Wally lay in the pool of blood. And in this chapter, we will going to see Wally go on criticizing, like even the people of today criticize Rama for killing Wally by from the cover while he was fighting with Sugriva. Struck by Rama's arrow, that doughty warrior fell to the earth like a tree severed by an axe. With his ornaments of fine gold, his limbs paralyzed, he sank to the ground like the banner of the chief of gods, its cord severed. At the fall of the king of monkeys, the earth grew dark, resembling the firmament bereft of the moon. Though lying on the earth, the body of that high souled Wali was neither robbed of its beauty nor of its life's breath, nor did his courage fail him, for that excellent golden necklace that Indra had bestowed on him preserved his life, strength, and beauty of the Lord of Vanaras. Adorned with that golden chain, the heroic Vanara chief appeared like an evening cloud tinged with that roseate hues of dusk. His chain, his body, and the arrow piercing his heart blazed in triple glory. Even after he had fallen, that arrow loosed by the valiant Rama from his bow, by its virtue opening the way to heaven, brought Wali supreme deliverance. Lying on the field of battle like a fire without flame, he resembled Yayati cast forth from the divine dreams, fallen on the earth, his merits exhausted, like the sun that time at the end of the world throws down on earth, unapproachable like Mahendra, inaccessible as Upendra, with his golden necklace, his broad chest, his vast arms, his mouth inflamed, his glances wild. That son of the mighty king lay, and Rama, followed by Lakshmana, their eyes fixed upon him, approached that warrior lying there like a naked flame about to be quenched. Full of respect for that hero who was gazing at them, the two valiant brothers Rama and Lakshmana approached with slow steps. On perceiving them, the supremely courageous Vali uttered these harsh words that seemed both restrained and just. Stretched on the earth almost without luster, mortally wounded, motionless, in words pregnant with meaning, he addressed that warrior proudly, saying, striking me from behind, what merit do you hope to earn by this, O Rama? O you who have inflicted a mortal wound on me while I was engaged in combat with another. The virtuous Rama is full of nobility, generosity, and valor. He is compassionate, devoted to the welfare of all beings, fixed in his duty, gracious, omnipotent, and conversant with the rules of conduct and austerity. These are the praises sung of you. These are the merits attributed to you by the whole world. Self mastery, forbearance, loyalty, fixity of purpose, goodwill, and heroism are the virtues of a king. O Prince, as also the repression of evil deeds. It was reflecting on these virtues, believing them to be yours, that I came to fight Sugriva. While I am filled with rage and engaged in combat with another, he will not attack me, was my conviction. Even, Rama will not going to attack me while he was engaging in fighting with Sugriva, was his conviction, even without knowing you. Now I perceive that you are a perverse creature, feigning pity, while in truth you are like a well concealed in the grass, without faith and resorting to evil deeds. Outwardly virtuous, wearing the cloak of integrity, you are in reality a scoundrel, like a fire bidden by ashes, nor do I recognize you behind the concealing mask of virtue. Since I have neither laid waste your land nor your city, and have not offered you insult, why have you destroyed me? I who am guiltless and who have ever fed on fruit and roots, a monkey dwelling in the forest, who never sought to enter into combat with you, but who was engaged in fighting another. You are the son of a king and inspired confidence by your benign aspect, and what is more, you wear the livery of sanctity, who of the warrior caste, conversant with what is good and evil, in the garb of a righteous man would commit such a wicked deed. You are born of the house of Raghu and are spoken of as virtuous. How can you, assuming the guise of an ascetic, wander about thus? Equanimity of soul, liberality, forbearance, justice, loyalty, constancy, and courage are the characteristics of a king. O Prince, also the meting out of punishment to the guilty. We live in the forest, O Rama, and are but wild beasts who feed on roots and fruits, which is natural to us. But you are a man, O Prince. Land, gold, and beauty are the causes of discord. But here in the woods, who will envy us fruit and roots? In temporal and spiritual matters, as well as in the dispensing of reward and punishment, a king should be wholly given up to the task of government and not dominated by any desire for pleasure, but you are consumed by your desire, because whether he is carrying out any particular punishment towards anybody, no, you are only consumed by your desire towards Sita, assuming that Sugriva will going to get Sita back to you, and for that reason you are ready to commit any kind of mistake. Irascible, restless, disregarding the royal code, your bow is your cherished argument. You do not pursue the path of duty, nor does your understanding concern itself with the interest of the people. A slave to lust, you do permit your senses to rule you, O chief of men. In a word, Augusta, you have slain me, who never did you any harm. How will you answer in the assembly of virtuous, having committed this reprehensible deed? The regicide, the Brahmanicide, the slayer of the cow, the thief, and the one who finds pleasure in the destruction of other beings, the unbeliever, and one who weds before his elder brother, all these people enter hell. The informer, the miser, and the one who slays his friend or defiles his guru's bed undoubtedly descends to the region of evildoers. It is not permitted to the well born to clothe themselves in my skin, nor may those such as you partake of my flesh if they follow the tradition, because the meat of the Vanara is not good to be consumed by the people of the noble class like Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, of which Rama, being a Kshatriya, he don't eat the flesh of a monkey, nor he uses the skin of a monkey. So in that case, why did you kill me? There are five kinds of animals possessing five nails on which paw that may be enjoyed by the Brahmin and the warrior and Vaishyas. O Rama, they are the porcupine, the hedgehog, the deer, the hare, and the tortoise. O Rama, men of worth will not touch my skin or bones or nor eat my flesh. But he is referring to Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas who are not supposed to use the skin or bones or flesh of a monkey. Whereas the Shudras or other castes, they are allowed to eat whatever flesh they want and they are allowed to use the skin of their choice. Alas, I disregarded Tara, whose sagacious and prudent offered me sound counsel. But in my folly, overpowered by fate, I did not heed it. O Kakusta, like a virtuous woman who has married a man devoid of faith, the earth is without a protector, since you are its protector, and you being not following the path of dharma, so the earth is now without a proper protector. How can you be born of the magnanimous Dasharatha, seeing that you are deceitful, mischievous, evil hearted, and treacherous, having exceeded the bounds of restraint, broken the law of the virtuous, and disregarded the code of justice? That elephant Rama has struck me down. Guilty of such an infamy, condemned by the wise, finding yourself in their presence, what will you say? What valor that has been so greatly wanted to us who are neutral? I do not see you exercising against evildoers. If you had fought me openly, O Prince, you would now find yourself in the presence of death, having been slain by me. You did overcome me by taking me unawares, as a serpent bites a sleeping man. I, who was else invincible, you are ruled by evil. In order to gratify Sugriva, you have struck me down. If you had first confided your purpose to me, I would have brought Sita back to you in a day. Not only this, but I should have placed that wicked ravisher of your spouse, the titan Ravana, in your power, a chain around his neck, having laid him low in combat. Even if Sita had been cast into the bottom of the sea or hell itself, I should have brought her back to you at your command. As Vishnu recovered the scriptures that had been borne by Hayagriva, Sugriva would have obtained the throne legitimately on my departure to the celestial realm, whereas now he has acquired it wrongfully. In fact, after the death of Vali, Sugriva would have automatically get the crown without any problem, but now he got it in a wrongful way by developing friendship with Rama. As death in this world is inevitable, I hold it as nothing but how will you justify your conduct towards me of killing Wali by standing in the cover of forest? Thus pierced by an arrow, his features altered, did that magnanimous son of the monarch of Vanaras speak while looking on Rama, who was as radiant as the sun, after which he fell silent. Thus ended chapter 17 of Kishkindha Kanda in Ramayana. Like many people who criticize Rama even today without reading the Ramayana, just by knowing the story from somebody's mouth, people do make comments, criticize and Rama saying, why did he kill Vali standing in the cover while Vali was fighting with Sugriva? In the next chapter, Rama will going to answer Vali regarding the reason why he killed him in that way. Let us listen to that. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Swamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.